people, if we have never met before, I am Sam, the proud owner of Plant Collector Melbourne, and today we are going to be doing a big plant haul. And without too many spoilers, a lot of them are to do with my first love, which is Anthurium. So without further ado, let's get into it. Ew. So the reason why we have lots of plants landing into the store and here at PCM is because we are doing our big launch party that is happening this Saturday. This video will probably come in a little bit later than the actual launch of our website and new store, but I thought everyone loves a good plant haul, so why not start? And you guys can get it a bit later. So let me tell you that these are probably some of the biggest plants that we have ever received, and that is because it's not come too far away. So this is from growers and collectors in Melbourne, which is why they are so big. And so exciting. Wait until the end because I'm going to show you the 3 plants that are going to be for my own personal collection. And let me tell you, they are massive and they are gorgeous. You won't want to miss it. So I don't know where I want to start. So we have mostly Anthurium, very little Philodendron, and then 1 Labisia. So let's start off with getting out of the way, maybe like the Philo and the Labisia. So 2 seconds. So our very first plant is a Labisia species, or maybe even a hybrid, but this is not the typical turtleback, even though it looks quite similar, but she is stunning. There's actually 3 plants in this one pot, so we're going to separate them out, but it is just absolutely stunning. The colors are awesome. The contrast is what gets me for this personal plant. I wonder if I can figure out the name, but hopefully you can see all of the new growth is like pinky, neon-y, and delightful. And then they go this dark, deep greens with like super pale veins, which is really beautiful. So that is the first one. And the next one is a Philo, which is a Philodendron Whipple Way. So we might have to change this moss pole just because it is quite big for it. But yes, it is very heavy and it is also very wet. But you can see the bottom leaves are these like, I guess, what are they? They're kind of like a minty, but like a pale color. And then, but mostly with a bit of green. And then all of the new growth is like pink and white, which is just so beautiful. I remember, oh, let's put this down. I remember back in like 2020 when these guys were going in the thousands. I remember they would be like 2,000-3,000 for like a cutting. And so if you guys are interested in like super outrageous prices and plants, expensive ones, I'm going to link our outrageous or expensive plant video up above. That video is a snapshot of it being a time back in the day when plant prices were absolutely nuts. It's one of my favorite videos. Feel free to go check it out. But now we are so lucky that this Whipple Way is nowhere near as expensive. So we have one of those for PCM in the store. I kind of want to go in this section. There, like all of the plants are scattered right in front of me and there's a lot. I think I should start over that side. Yes, we're going to start with things that are crystally. That's what we're going to do because your girl is a sucker for crystals. Okay, this one is such a good size. Hopefully I can get it all in the camera. Oh, would you look at her? She is such a great size. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 different leaves. And is it just a crystal hybrid? It sure is. But crystallinums just always hit. Tell me I'm right. Tell me I'm right. And that newest leaf is looking really good. So it hasn't completely hardened yet. But the reason why I picked this one is 1, because I like crystals. And 2, because the veins are so silvery and the contrast of like the dark velvetyness and then the contrasting veins. So she is stunning. That's going to be such a spectacular plant for whoever gets this baby. And we've got 2 of these babies. So we've got like a little smaller guy and a bigger one. But this is a crystal lux or Anthurium luxurians crystal. I can't remember which one. I feel like it's crystallinum cross luxurians, but I couldn't be too sure. But would you look at it? This is genuinely one of my absolute favorite plants of all time. Just because of the corrugation, the color, and the fact that it gets so big. So hopefully you guys can see that it is super dark and super beautiful. I did have one of these back in the day. I'm not sure if it's still alive, but it is around, I think. And that one here is like a smaller guy as well. Super pretty. And so I'm not sure if this is like an Australian thing or not, but we definitely have like a luxurians crystal hybrid, or the other way around, that is like a smaller version that pups, and these two are actually like the larger form that can get really big. So it doesn't stay small and clumpy. This one gets big and delightful. So there are those two. Okay, staying on with the silvery and crystalness. I hope you guys don't mind. We have a Anthurium, I believe this is a Dorayaki, and it is looking very fine. I can see that the new leaf has torn a little bit, which is a bit sad, but still such a beautiful plant. It's got a big, huge pot, and I'm sure that that's going to get a lot bigger as well. And for those of you that are kind of get confused with silver blush and Dorayaki, I would say that the silver blush can be a lot more silver. And also that I did hear this tip from Danny, is that if the overlapping sinus, yes, so we have sinuses here and like kind of like their ears, or this part here of the leaf, is that they kind of overlap if they're a Dorayaki, and they're flat and don't necessarily touch if they are a silver blush. And sometimes, just sometimes, like the one that I've got at home, they are both super silvery and overlap, which means that it could just be like a hybrid, or that it's a Dorayaki that is significantly more silver. So yes, that one is super pretty. And speaking of silver blush, we also have a beautiful silver blush. And hopefully you guys can see, even though the shape is relatively similar to the Dorayaki, is that this one is significantly more silver. And so she is very pretty, very cute. We have two crystal hybrids, which are just super pretty. So we have this guy with a 4-leafer. Actually, it looks like he's got a little hitchhiker and a little guy in there as well, which is nice. So we do have like a little munch from a slug in the greenhouse, but that's fine. The plant looks still very beautiful. Even those leaves, they're stinking pretty. This one is actually not a hybrid. This is a Anthurium Esqueleto from Mark Vowles. If you guys have seen the tour of when I was over at Mark and Fairley's bed and breakfast, it's called Taboo Bed and Breakfast up in Cairns. And so if you haven't seen it already, this is Mark's Esqueleto. I'm going to also link that video of that tour up above. So I think we've got two more small to medium plants, and the rest are pretty big. So this one here is like this weird and wonderful Anthurium crystallinum hybrid that's like frilly, which is just so strange and really cool. It's doing some sort of weird thing, but there's multiple in the pot, which will be nice to separate and grow. But yes, we have that beautiful weirdo that's frilly, and some of it is like closed sinus and most of it is not. So clearly has forgetii in it and crystal, but who knows? It's a wild thing. Actually, I wouldn't even consider this one small. This is quite medium. It is dark. It is delightful. And it is the reverse black cherry by Chris from Plantska. You can see super dark, super delightful. You've got some red veins on the newest leaf, and that one hasn't completely hardened yet, so it's going to get bigger. And hopefully you guys can see the back, which is like maroon, pinky, reddy, whatever you want to call it. It is gorgeous. So this is a reverse black cherry, which is very dark and very beautiful. Oh, I forgot. I even have this philodendron, which will probably be a display in the store. But hopefully you guys can see a Philodendron brandtianum that is like super full and super long. Very lush. Alrighty, my friends, we're getting into the bigger plants. Yes, we are. And I'm worried that they might not even be able to get all in the frame. So let's see about that. We have another weird and wonderful thing here. I'm just going to read the tag. Oh, actually, I see. This guy is really cool. He is from a grower that has passed away. And so I guess it's kind of a special plant, and also strangely weird, and that is because it is an incredibly wide sinus Anthurium, which is super cool. It's got a new leaf here, and just judging by the past leaf, that one's going to be enormous. And yes, so it's just weird and wonderful. It's dark, it is very, very cool, and it's almost like flat. So that one, if you guys are into like weird characteristics for Anthurium, this is your guy. Okay. Oh man, I'm just looking at the ones that are for me, and oh my god, you guys are gonna die. But I have to save them for the last. I have to save them. And here we have a hoffmanii hybrid that is just freaking so dark. And then look at the back. Oh, it's so nice. The veins look pretty neon. The velvetyness, it's so dark. I don't even know what it could be mixed with, but it is beautiful. So yeah, we also have this dark velvety thing. We also have this, which I have this in the grow tent and have myself, and it is a regale X Silver Krome, which is super beautiful. It's a 2-leafer, and the new leaf is looking pretty dang fine. And yeah, so anything with silver chrome, I pretty much like. I'm like, hoo, so cool. So there is this guy. I am making a mess, and it is a freaking puddle in here. Can you guys hear that? That is a water on the floor. Luckily, PCM has concrete. Oh, this weird and wonderful thing. This guy is super cool. So this one is a really cool hybrid from one of the growers up north, and it is just a magnificum hybrid that is like super miniature, super frilly. I remember being on like Cairns trips and seeing this thing, and it just continues to pop and pop and pop. So we're going to separate some of these, keep some of course for ourselves, and yeah, so you guys can get a mag frilly miniature thing that has been around for a while in Australia. So he's pretty cool. And we have one more that is for the store, and then we are going to get to the 3 plants that are now in my collection, and I'm very, very excited to show you. They are so big, so big. But let me show you this mammoth of a plant beforehand. I am not going to be able to get this in frame. Can I get it in frame? Oh yeah. That kind of works. Isn't it gorgeous? It is stinking huge. And let's see what this guy is. This guy is oh man, I just sat in water. That is delightful. So this is an Anthurium forgetii hybrid, and it is super pretty. It's super dark. The veins are super contrasting. It looks like a forgetii crystal, but I think that it could also have something else in it. But yes, this thing is stinking beautiful, and it is huge. Alrighty, my friends, I had to switch the lens purely because these plants are so big that I know using my other lens we would not be able to fit them in. So let me show you guys the 3 plants that I have gotten from my own collection, and trust me, I am so excited that they are going to be here. They are huge, and some of them have just been like wishlist plants for God knows how long. I just never thought that I would get it, and 2, at this size. So here we go. Isn't she freaking gorgeous? Look how big she is. So this, my friends, is an Anthurium luxurians cross radicans. And so it is super lumpy and bumpy. It is long, and it just grows like a radicans, which is just so bizarre. The petioles are red. They are super dark, and I'm guessing, not that I've ever had a luxurians cross radicans before, but I think this one is going to be significantly more hardy than just a Anthurium luxurians. So I'm very excited to see how this goes. I'm thinking that it should go into the grow tent for a little bit, and then I'm going to try and test it out being in the store. But truly and truly, it's just so magnificent. Have you seen something as big as this? Outrageous, outrageous, outrageous. So there is that guy. And then, so excited that I have this guy. This is, my friends, so I do have this plant, and I was so lucky to be gifted by our beautiful Leanne, who does the editing and helps me out with PCM. She gifted me this gorgeous cutting / plant that was rooted for a Anthurium hoffmanii, and I have that in my home, which I very much treasure. It's pretty much the only plant that I keep at my home because I love it so much. And I also managed to get a huge one, and it is Anthurium red sinus hoffmanii. This is also called blood moon here in Australia, and I know so many of you internationally are dying to get this thing. And let me tell you, even here in Australia, this thing still goes for a pricey penny because it is dark, it is super round, and just the veins, the fact that it's all super red. I'm going to try and show you the back. Hopefully y'all can see. And yes, so this is, we are going to be keeping this and hopefully making some really cool hybrids with it. So stay tuned. It is a beautiful plant, and I can't believe that I managed to grab one this huge. So, but if you guys think that this is huge, just wait until you see the next plant. All right, I'm coming. I'm coming. I don't even think this is still going to be in the frame. Uh-oh, don't knock too much. Da. Can y'all see this thing? It is one of the biggest Anthurium veitchii I have ever seen in my life. And so this guy is, I believe, like the French form veitchii because it's like the wider one. I think I'm going to have to, is it even getting the whole shot? I just don't even know. But here it is with my body, which is one of the biggest leaves. Or, oh no, this guy's good too. Oh my God. Oh my God. Or even this guy. Is this the, I think this is the newest one, but, oh, how many leaves are there? There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Huge leaves. It's still in a plastic bag because that's how I traveled with it. It fit in my tiny car. And the way that I did it was I put a plastic bag over the top and then laid it down. Yes, even in my tiny car, it could fit. It was a little bit of struggle, a little bit of Tetris, but we managed to do it. But yes, here is my new Anthurium veitchii that is almost as big as me. So cool. So yeah. These are the 3 plants that I have added to my own personal collection. So that pretty much wraps up this week's video. Thank you guys so much for hanging out with me here at PCM and looking at all the plants that are soon to be available and also to be on display here at the store. I am very lucky that we managed to get such gorgeous big plants for the store and the new launch. For those of you that may not know, we are relaunching the store and the website. So if you haven't checked it out, feel free to check it out. If you are enjoying the plant hauls, I will link our playlist up above for your leisure to continue watching. Let's chat in the comments. Let me know down below which was your favorite plant. Make sure to like and subscribe, and I will see you guys in the next video. Bye!